Guys, welcome back again. Doing something a little bit different today. Last video you would have seen would have been orchids yesterday out at Ferries McDonald and down the Coorong for what we found. Today we're just going to duck out to probably Ettrick Conservation Park, maybe go have a look at Chapman Bore if I have time. Just leaving home now. It's much closer for me. It's about half an hour away rather than, you know, an hour, a couple of hours drive to go down the Coorong or Ferries McDonald. Just on the ferry at the moment. Crossing the Murray. I don't think we're going to find any orchids out this way. Or I don't think I'm going to find any orchids out this way. It's not to say there isn't any out there. Hoping to find maybe some scorpions to show you. Might find some cool geckos. It's what I've normally done when I've been out that way before. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Something a little bit different to the orchids. Yeah, it'll be good. So yeah, I'll come back to you in about half an hour when we get there and we've finished travelling. And it should be good. Alrighty, so here we are. We've just rolled up at Ettrick. It's an interesting sort of place. I've not had much luck with the little wildflowers and stuff here before. It's fairly open Mallee for the most part. I'd call it open Mallee anyway. Along the boundary fence here, behind me and in the other direction, it's all very rocky. It's pretty good for flipping rocks and just looking for interesting stuff like that, scorpions and geckos and skinks and whatnot. You can actually drive in here up the track. I have only walked the track in the past, and this side of the park, just looking at the satellite map, looks the most interesting to walk. So I'll just start here, go into the guts of the park, and then sort of loop around, bush bash along the boundary fence back to the vehicle here, and yeah, see how we go. Flip some rocks, keep an eye out for some orchids and interesting stuff. All right, let's get stuck into it. Alrighty guys, well that didn't take too long at all. We've just found our first scorpion here. Try and give you a closer look. I've got some tools here just to make this easier, since I knew I'd probably be encountering them. I don't know how strong the venom is on these guys, but I'm not about to find out. Very cool. Now I believe this is what is called a black rock scorpion. I think the scientific name is Urodacus manicatus or manicatus, something like that. Yeah, the main scorpion you find around here, they're a burrowing scorpion. I've just flipped a rock to find this guy. He's actually quite large, but quite lean for the ones I normally find. They're normally a lot fatter and a lot glossier than this. I could be misidentifying this 100%, but yeah, very cool. So I think we'll just pop him back on the ground and let him go back under his rock. Just lift him up. Well, not happy with that at all. Why would you be? Just being abducted by a big ugly bloke, talking to no one. See you later, buddy. And back under his rock he goes. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. Say that a lot, obviously. But yeah, really love finding those little things. The things that people don't normally see when they're out for a bushwalk. Very enjoyable. Alright, let's continue on, see what else we can find. Alright guys, I've just brought you back in. I thought I was videoing and I wasn't. It turns out I was just taking a photo. But I have just found another little scorpion. You can see him in there. I'm not going to pick this one up, but we'll zoom in so you can see him. very little guy. I'll just pop my finger in so you can get a sense of the scale there. Probably about the size of a fingernail, if that, or half the size of a fingernail. Very, very small one. Going back into hiding for us a little bit here. Maybe we can encourage him out just gently. You want to come out for us, bud? Got people who wish to see. There we go. Just a little guy. Another black rock scorpion, but very little baby. I have found these little ones in association with their like parents before, but this one appears to be on its own. Probably moved out of home, I guess. Anyway, I am nowhere near a track at the moment. I am just wandering around in open sort of Mallee scrub. There's a lot of rocks through here. It's like a rocky sort of ridgeline, I guess. Exactly the sort of stuff I'm looking for to find the geckos and the scorpions. Haven't found any geckos yet. It is very cold today, but yeah. Anyway, I'll pop this rock back gently and we'll keep moving on and see what else we can find. Alright, so not exactly what I was looking for here. I have no idea about spiders, but I have found, pretty sure it's a wolf spider. I'm just going to zoom in for a closer look. I don't want to spook it. I don't want to get too close to it. Very cool. It is quite a large, as far as like spiders go that I generally encounter. It is quite a large one. Just give him a light prod. He might run down that hole, or she. I don't know if it's a he or a she. But come on, show us. Let us have a look at you. Where are we? Whoa! Alright, didn't mean to tumble you. I do like wolf spiders. They are very cool. Pretty dormant this one at the moment though. They're normally speedy little fellows. I might cut in some photos of this one. It'll probably show it better in a photo than in the video. As you can see, very cool. Out in the open now. Moved for me, obligingly. Very cool. Apologies for those that don't like spiders, but I think they're fascinating. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, pretty docile for the most part. I don't want to get bitten, but they can move when they want to. And amazing patterns on them. Very, very pretty looking spider. Anyway, we'll leave her be to go back under a rock and we'll keep on moving on. So we're back just wandering through. I'm just trying to be a little quiet. It's a very large kangaroo ahead. It's a fair way off. I don't know that we're going to get close enough to be able to see him on camera. Everybody's seen a kangaroo anyway, but no, he heard me. He's off. Kind of just wandering at the moment. Sort of working my way towards the eastern edge of the park. And then I'll shoot back north along the boundary fence and then back west towards the car. There's a lot more sort of rock piles along the boundary fence that are actually flippable, more likely to find the lizards and geckos and whatnot in. Through here there's a lot of rocks, but most of them are pretty well sat down into the dirt, with the odd occasional one that's up off the edge. Just a lot of cockroaches and things through here. You've probably already seen the few scorpions I've found. There was that cool wolf spider, which was cool. It was big, but yeah, this sort of stuff, it's Not really what I'd expect to find the geckos in. I'm probably more inclined to find scorpions and spiders and stuff through here. Yeah, it's a nice area though. It's lots to look at. There's lots of birds. I haven't seen any orchids yet. I wasn't really expecting to, obviously. But yeah, I'll keep wandering and I'll come back when there's something interesting to show you. Alright, so I'm back. Just can't help myself flipping rocks, and I found this amazing black rock specimen. So we'll have a good look at him because he looks just amazing. I'll do my best to get the camera to focus in. Look at that. Just such a wicked looking animal. How good. Also, it's quite a large specimen again. Oops. Don't mind me, just knocked my container. I really don't want him sitting in my lap. Yeah, quite a large specimen. Just try and zoom out a little bit so you can see my hand here. It's probably don't get too much bigger than that, or I haven't encountered him much bigger than that anyway, but really cool. Alright, I'm just going to pop him back on his rock so he can, or she, shouldn't assume. There you go. Lovely. Amazing animal. See you later. Back again. I'm only 10-15 minutes, 10-15 meters from where I found that scorpion. And what do you know? I actually come across an orchid. It is tiny. I don't even know why it caught my eye, but it's here, and we'll show you guys. One of those little green hood species. Hemiergis, I think they're classified as, perhaps not pterostylis, but very cool nonetheless. I think you need to be able to see the labellum to identify them, and unfortunately I'm 6 foot tall and this guy's about 2 inches tall. I can't get that close to the ground, so it's probably like what iNaturalist would call a pterostylis mutica or something like that. Midget green hood. Very cool though, just for proportion. There are my fingers. He is actually growing right smack in the middle of a game trail of all places, which I've just been following for 5 or 10 minutes now. It's down here, center of frame there. Very cool. I'll take a photo of that for iNaturalist so I can do a record for the park and yeah, keep on trucking along. Still rambling through here. Still haven't reached the boundary fence. It just seems to be going on forever and ever. Still just looking at stuff here and there. Found some cool beetles, which a beetle and a spider, another wolf spider, which I'll try to remember to cut some photos in of. Still just flipping rocks here and there. I try to flip ones that are easy to flip, that aren't completely embedded. Have a look under this one here. Oh, very nice. Another black rock scorpion. Probably doesn't show up so well on the camera, but yeah, real shiny one, that one actually. A lot fatter than the other one. Probably a female, I guess. Bit of a blue sheen to it as well. I'll let this girl be. No need to pick her up again. I've already shown you a couple. Even this is a lovely specimen. We'll let her go on with her day, I think. There you go. Look at that. How could you not love that face? How could you not love that face, eh? Alright. Anyway, I'm going to gently pop this rock back down. Go. And yeah, keep plugging away for this boundary fence. But that's basically a good example of what I'm doing and what I'm going to continue to do as we work our way along here. There's like various rock piles. Normally they're around the trees, and I try to target larger rocks that aren't completely buried. Like this one is completely buried. I'm not even going to try and lift that. But yeah, generally the bigger rocks provide more interest underneath. Smaller rocks have a lot of beetles and ants and cockroaches and such, which are interesting in their own right, but they're not really my jam. I like the scorpions and I like the lizards, the geckos. Haven't seen any more orchids. So we've made it to the boundary fence. I'm back walking along the main road, which is over there somewhere. Boundary fence is just next to me here. Heading back towards the car. Probably got a couple of k's walk back to the car now. Haven't really found anything of interest. It's a little bit disappointing. Not entirely unexpected. Going through some open grassy stuff at the moment. I'm hoping it'll go back to the rock pile soon. I potentially will wander past the car. I know there's rock piles down the along the fence going west along the main road. I have found like barking geckos there before, so love to get one of those on camera for you. But for the time being, yeah, just wandering back towards the car, and yeah, fingers crossed. And yeah, I'll come back to you. So just bringing you back in here, guys, because it's weird how things happen sometimes. I was just walking along the boundary fence there back towards the car, which is, yeah, down that way. And I've just been peering over the fence. So this is just like the roadside, the verge next to the main road, basically. And a couple of bits of glassware have caught my eye. One of my other like newfound hobbies is like collecting old bits of bottles and stuff, which I found. So I've seen this glinting away. Seen another one over here. There's a bunch of like beer bottle stuff as well. Unfortunately, these are broken. Looks like they might actually have been potentially nice bottles at one point in time. But it's funny how things happen, because I've jumped the fence here, and then right in this patch here, I've actually seen some Caledonia leaves, which I was not expecting out here, because there's no recorded spider orchids for the park here. This one's just starting to come into bud. I've no idea what sort these are. I'm definitely going to tag the location so I can come back in, 3-4 weeks time and see if these guys are in flower a bit more. I'm not sure if there's any more. I haven't had a proper look through. But yeah, you can see it's like an old dump site in here, which I find pretty interesting when it comes to collecting bottles and stuff. It's a shame everything here is pretty busted up. But it is what it is, Yeah, just found it interesting that those Caledonias are there. Yeah, and perhaps we'll come back here in a month or two time and have a suss, see what they are in flower. Alright. Still just cruising along the boundary fence, and look, fungi and funguses and stuff, or fungus aren't really my thing. But I saw these guys, I'm pretty sure these are called collared earth stars. And they're just cool. They're a little puff ball, I think, so I'm not going to touch them. I don't really need a face full of
spores. Just something cool to see, something cool to look at. Yeah, just thought I'd share with you guys as we're cruising along. There's not much else to see at the moment.
Welcome back, everyone, if you're still with me. So I've come across some of these rock piles that I had mentioned earlier along the boundary fence, which is just here, almost back to the car actually. So pretty much could have just come from the car, but found our first reptile for the day. It is not a gecko, it is a slider skink. I'm not entirely sure of the species. I'm not familiar with them out here, more familiar with them in the Adelaide Hills, but we'll have a look. Hopefully he doesn't go completely skits on us. Yeah, so here we are. As I say, I'm not entirely sure of the species. I don't want to handle it too much. I don't want him to drop his tail unnecessarily. That's just not really what I'm about. But yeah, cool little lizard. I'll try and take some better shots, and I'll cut those in rather than showing you non-stop on the video here. So just bear with me. Oh, he's off. Very cool little lizard. Anyway, I'm going to grab some shots before he runs away. So it's always neat to find a couple of scorpions under one rock. Fairly big one down here, and then yeah, smaller one down there. Cool. So this is what normally happens. You can see the main road there. Vehicle is just down there, so pretty much within spitting distance of it. And we found our coolest find so far. Don't run away from me, I just want to get a photo. Shh, 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 shh. You don't have to hiss at me, champ. Come on. Little barking gecko. I think the scientific name for these guys is Underwoodisaurus milii. Very cool little critters. I'm going to be a little gentle with him. I don't really want him to drop his tail or anything. Fucking cool. Sorry. Don't mind the language. A very, very cool gecko. Love them. Just the dot pattern and the stripes. And the little hissing and barking sounds they make. Just the most amazing little geckos. I'm going to try and get some proper photos of him. See you later, my dude. Alrighty then. We're back at the vehicle. I've just wandered past it just to have a look at the rock piles down here. There's plenty of them. Didn't find anything else, but I'm actually really stoked to have found that little barking gecko. Can pretty much call that a successful mission out here. I found an orchid, which was completely unexpected. Found the little slider skink and the gecko. stack of the black rock scorpions, which was definitely expected. There's heaps of those out here. Found a heap more that I didn't film as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to duck out of here and shoot down to Chapman Bore. There's a green hood orchid down there that I haven't got on my bucket list yet. I may be too late in the season already. They were flowering a couple of weeks ago already, so even if I can actually find the spot where they are, perhaps they're no longer flowering, but we'll see. I'll jump back in the vehicle and shoot down there and come back to you when I get there. Cheers.